Every journey starts somewhere. But not every journey builds legends.
Tonight, for the first time ever in the USA, televised live, two big US promotions go toe-to-toe.
For over a decade, the LFA has been the proving ground, where futures are forged under pressure and the next generation emerges. New year, new stage, but the mission hasn't changed. Find the hungriest fighters on the planet and give them nowhere to hide. Tonight, that legacy collides at heavyweight. Two giants, one belt, no margin for error. This is power. This is consequence. This is the LFA, the future of the sport. LFA 224 starts now.
History is made tonight from the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel in Prior Lake, Minnesota, when the LFA begins a new chapter here on Vice TV. From inside the sold-out Mystic Lake Showroom, the arena that has hosted more LFA events than any other, this is LFA number 224. Happy New Year, LFA Nation, and welcome to the new home of the Legacy Fighting Alliance, Vice TV. Ron Kruk joined by LFA alum and UFC great Alan Jouban as we kick off the 2026 MMA season. And Alan, new year, new broadcast partner with Vice TV, but same LFA. This is still the same organization that has put in over 350 athletes into the UFC and is still the home of the next wave of MMA superstars.
New broadcast partner, but business as usual. Great
That's
fights.
right.
Once again, you're getting more great fights tonight. But you look at the history of the LFA. RFA and Legacy came together. I was one of those fighters that you mentioned, Ron.
Absolutely.
Got the experience here on the big show. Had 4 fights here in the RFA. Got the call up to the UFC, and that was my career. So it's an honor to come back here working in the broadcasting side, seeing all these new up-and-coming stars, and hopefully looking for the next potential future UFC champion as well.
Well, currently 3 former LFA athletes are UFC champions, and in 2025 alone, the UFC signed 31 LFA athletes. So, who's next? Heavyweight fireworks are set to explode in the main event when 2 top prospects battle for the vacant heavyweight strap, when American powerhouse Matt Adams throws down with the undefeated Russian Arslan Bilalov, the winner looking to become the baddest man on the planet. Alan, let's begin with Ohio's bad Matt Adams, who has yet to lose in the LFA octagon. He comes into his first ever MMA championship fight riding a wave of momentum. He has won 5 straight. He is a very well-rounded fighter. He is a Ohio high school state wrestling champion, but also a professional boxer. But since he's been concentrating on MMA, he has won 5 of 6 and taken out 4 of his opponents.
Yeah, he's one of these guys that lost his MMA debut and then since then has gone perfect. 5 wins in a row since then. And you see, you spoke about the wrestling background in high school. Over 100 wins in just 2 years in wrestling. You see a lot of it in MMA, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of boxing as well. He's dabbled in professional boxing. It's something that he says he is always critiquing. He's always polishing his boxing. He says, when I get in there, though, I just go mad, right? I just let the hammers fly. He lets the leather fly. This should be a fantastic matchup tonight, though, to see the American wrestling against that Dagestani type of wrestling style.
Absolutely. Well, his opponent is looking to instantly introduce himself to American fight fans and the LFA as one of Russia's top prospects. Arslan Bilalov comes in. He, too, has won 5 straight. And you mentioned it. He has a wealth of wrestling experience. He is a master of sport in freestyle wrestling. And Alan, he comes in. He has finished his opponent in 4 out of his 5 victories.
Just a powerful man is Bilalov. I mean, look at the frame on this specimen right here. All muscle. He's the type of guy that he will get on top of you. You're probably likely not to get up. And what makes it intriguing about tonight is Bilalov is the guy, as you said, that comes from that freestyle wrestling background in Dagestan. and asked him about the difference between his wrestling and Matt Adams, and he compared Dagestan wrestling to American as more technical. He said the American wrestling style is more pressure and gas, but he said it's going to be a difference maker tonight. This is a guy that trained at Khabib Nurmagomedov's father's gym when he was in his young 20s.
Impressive.
Now he has ATT as his team. I mean, he trains at only the greatest gyms, and he's feeling very confident coming into this title fight tonight.
We are expecting those fireworks to be set off early because these two have combined for 7 first-round finishes. Well, the LFA heavyweight title is vacant. That's because our former champion, Denzel Freeman, was one of those 31 fighters signed by the UFC last year. That is our history-making main event tonight. Let's check out the rest of this loaded LFA 224 card. Several undefeated athletes will be in the spotlight, including 5-0 Tanner Trembley and Josiah Harrell, who's going for his 11th consecutive victory. We will also see the return of 23-year-old 5-time world BJJ champion Gigi Canuto. Alan, give us your fight of the night.
Ron, I usually like to look a little bit deeper down on the card, but I couldn't take my eyes off of this co-main event in the welterweight division. Dosmatov taking on Harrell. Dosmatov, a guy that, you know, that Kyrgyzstan-style master of sport and sambo, training with guys in Chicago like Bilal Muhammad, Ignacio Bahamondes. So he's got fantastic sparring partners going up against Harrell. This guy undefeated in his career. 9 out of his 10 wins have been by finish. Keep your eyes on this matchup. This is my fight of the night pick tonight.
After 25 events staged in 2025, the LFA is ready to kick off another epic year, and the featherweights will get the honors first. Abasov meets Jose Intriago, and here is the tail of the tape, powered by DimeBit, the official sportsbook and online casino of the LFA. Abasov is 27 years old, and Intriago is 1 year older. Both athletes stand 5'9" and weighed in just over the 145-pound mark. And the 1.5-inch reach advantage goes the way of Intriago. Now, to kick off LFA 224 and our first ever event on Vice TV, here's the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world tonight from the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel here in Prior Lake, Minnesota for LFA 224, Adams versus Bilalov. Tonight's event is brought to you in part by Monster Energy, Brunton Workwear, and Bondi Pure. These bouts are sanctioned by the Minnesota Office of Combative Sports, overseen tonight by Director Matt Showalter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler and boxing style fighter stands 5'9", weighed in 145.6 pounds. He holds a 2-0 professional record with both wins coming by way of submission. Representing St. Charles MMA, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri by way of Bahia de Caracas, Ecuador, Jose El Toro Intriago. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 5'9", weighed in 145.8 pounds. He holds a 4-1 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of submission. Representing American Top Team, fighting out of Shakopee, Minnesota by way of Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, Abasov. Your referee in charge, Josh Stewart.
Gentlemen, we've been over the expectations. Listen for the instructions. Protect yourself at all times. You want to touch, let's do so now. Let's have a fight.
Let's have a fight indeed. LFA 224 to kick off the new year. Abasov, the favorite, coming in with the red tape, and Jose Intriago, blue tape. He's got the white trunks, and we are underway. Great to be back and great to be on Vice TV.
Intriago in the white shorts took this fight on about 2 weeks' notice. Was very grateful just to find a matchup. He was training for around this date anyway. His fight fell out. An opportunity arose to take on Abasov. Grateful to take it. He said, look, I have got nothing to lose going into this matchup. But speaking to Abasov. Abasov goes, I wouldn't have taken a fight against me in 2 weeks. It shows the confidence that he has in himself.
Without a doubt. And Abasov coming off the first loss of his pro career back in April, the judo black belt, looking for a bounce back win tonight. That loss in April snapped a 7-fight win streak going back to his amateur career, Alan.
Yeah, that was a very tough matchup. Very good back and forth matchup as well. You said Abasov is a judo black belt. Also, I believe, trained on the Azerbaijani judo team.
Correct.
So, I mean, he's very high level. If he gets his hands on you, look to go for a ride. But Intriago, he has a wrestling background as well. So this is going to be a clash of the Titans when they do lock horns.
And he lost to the 2025 Male Fighter of the Year by our Fans' Choice Awards, Ansar Kamzayev, so no shame in that.
Both men right now just kind of feeling each other out, throwing the jab out there, testing out the kicks, seeing what defenses are out and what openings are available.
Oh,
here we go.
Just misses, and Abasov looking for that single leg takedown, but
yeah, didn't like
fends it off.
Yeah. Oh, good body shot return right there by Abasov.
Both fighters exchange low kicks, attacking those lead legs. Abasov 4-1, 2 victories via submission, 2 decisions. Intriago comes in with a 2-1 record, both his victories via rear naked choke.
This is one of those fights, Ron, that I was looking at closely. Could this be one of those fight of the nights? Because I felt that these guys were very evenly matched when you look at their skill set. Very good on the feet, strong on the ground, similar builds. Waiting to see what's going to be the difference maker here as Abasov gets his hands on Intriago for the first time and is able to finish that takedown.
First takedown of the first round goes to Abasov. But Intriago managing to get back up on his feet rather quickly.
Intriago fighting the hands right here. If he is able to separate the hands from each other, he's going to want to turn into him chest to chest, not expose anything, try to keep those elbows tucked to the ribs. See what sneaky moves Abasov has here. A lot of judokas, they'll kick that lead leg right there. Look at that little roll through. Nice job. Back to his feet is Intriago, though.
Very quickly, Intriago gets back up, training St. Charles MMA. Jake Roberts, originally from Ecuador, now living and fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Abasov is doing a fantastic job of just staying on him. Intriago doing everything right, trying to turn left, right, create openings, scramble out, but Abasov following the hips with it.
Featherweight division action to kick off LFA number 224. Our best event of the year.
Whoa! Abasov spoke to us about this. He said he's been, as we talked a lot about his judo, he spoke to us a lot about his spinning back kicks. He's been hitting them in practice a lot. He just went to the head. Look out for more to come to the body as well.
45 seconds to go in the opening round. Yeah, Abasov said, watch my heel kick to the body, and then I'll take that one straight upstairs.
Got his leg lace right here, does Abasov on Intriago. See what type of sweep he could find to get this to the mat. I like that sweep right there. It was a good defense by Intriago, stepping over the leg.
Beautiful level change to avoid some of those shots as we've got 15 seconds to go in the opening frame. Spinning back fist from Abasov.
Little delay swag right there.
Yeah, love it.
You didn't hit me. Woo.
Horn sounds, and looking at our early stats, it was Intriago outstriking Abasov in that first round, Alan, 25-15.
Competitive first round right there. Both guys, first half of the match, just kind of feeling each other out. Nice job closing the distance right there. Intriago finishing with that right hand, landed down the pipe. See Abasov coming back with a 3-2 of his own, stepping into it. There's that spinning wheel kick he spoke about. Look for him to pull that in a little bit tighter and aim for the body, try to get something on the liver side, and then also go back upstairs in that wheel kick approach that we saw just now in the first round.
Abasov training with the Killers at American Top Team. Been there for 4 years. There's Artem 11.
Oh, yeah, great kickboxer.
Oh, man, called many of his fights in glory, and that man was intimidating. And when he landed, your evening pretty much came to an end.
One of the more technical kickboxers in history.
Round number 2 underway. Jose Intriago, blue tape and white shorts. Abasov, the red tape, green and black trunks.
Very competitive first round. It felt like Abasov was kind of finding his groove towards the end of that first round. See if he could pick up where he left off here in the second.
Follow the LFA on social media at LFA Fighting.
Intriago looked to land a good right hand right there. Abasov took it well. Spinning a lot. You've noticed that? I mean, it was not only the wheel kicks, but there's been a number of spinning back fists from Abasov.
True to his word, he said watch those spinning kicks and spinning back fists, and
there it is.
The spinning kick to the body. And he follows it up with a strike up to the head. Oh, beautiful level change.
Watch for a throw here.
Able to avoid that big shot from Abasov, who seems to have picked up the pace here, Alan, in the second round.
Yeah, and he likes, a lot of times the underhook guy is the winner of the exchange, but Abasov doesn't mind these overhooks here. He can set up his throws. Good break elbow there for Abasov. A lot of instructions being thrown at both men. Unfortunately, I can't translate what's happening. Fighting sometimes is a universal language, though.
Without a doubt, and the LFA roster is filled with international stars.
It is. Very
last
much
year
is.
was a huge year for the promotion, staging our first event in Europe. 6 events in Brazil, and that's where we will be next week, as Abasov looking for that takedown, but Intriago, nice balance, fending it off right now.
Look at there it is.
From Abasov.
He's going to try to slide into darts here. Intriago felt it. He's fighting the hands. That was a nice throw right there. Again, with the overhook, he could step across. Now he's in a position that he's going to be much more comfortable trying to slide the right hook in. Nice job. Nice job getting up Intriago.
Yeah, Intriago has been able to do that. Abasov has not been able to keep him down.
Ooh, that was a sneaky front kick.
Just past the midway point of round 2. Opening bout in the LFA featherweight division.
Watch Abasov when he gets set. He's covering the distance with strikes. He's walking with his strikes very well. He's done it a number of times so far in this fight. See if he does it here again.
Beautiful nice little body shot, and then to the head. And there's another spinning fist. That one landed, Alan.
Yeah, it's a lot, and then to the kick. It's a lot to keep up with, right? He's throwing so much at you. Hands on the feet, immediately shooting the takedown. He didn't like it. Pulls out real quick, spinning attacks. Kind of keeping Intriago guessing at this moment.
Abasov looking to erase the memory of his first professional defeat and still looking for his first victory here in the LFA.
You saw that? You saw how he walked into that? Oh, the big shots. Oh, head kick.
Over and out. A little bit of a delay.
Yeah. And we knew it was over. We were just kind of waiting for the referee to step in, Ron.
100%. Abasov ends this fight in spectacular fashion.
Abasov landing with the punches, had him hurt. Sneaky right head kick right up to the chin. Puts Jose Intriago down. Beautiful knockout by Abasov.
Abasov, no doubt about it, gets a huge finish ending. We will get the official time coming up.
That was the sounds at the end of the fight right there. Abasov finishing this fight in devastating fashion as he predicted before this. You take a look at the walking strikes right here. Has him hurt. That right hook hurt Intriago. You see him trying to stay alive right here, trying to stay afloat. Now watch how he sneaks in that right head kick right on the chin. Folds Intriago down. Take a look at this in slow motion. Nice dexterity and flexerity, just being able to not even switch it. Bring that right head, that right foot high. Shin on the chin type of knockout, and all the reason to celebrate in this one, Ron.
27-year-old Abasov quickly erases the memory of his first professional defeat, earns a spectacular finish. There he is with his father to celebrate. Let's get the official time inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Stewart, calls a stop to this fight. 3 minutes, 39 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Abasov.
With his father in his corner and the legend Artem Levin as well, judo black belt Abasov earns his first win in the LFA and his first victory via TKO.
Wow, I mean, it was a great performance. First round, a little bit of a feeling each other out type of performance. Second round, you see him get his footing, get his momentum, start really putting the gas down, applying the pressure. And once he hurt him on the feet with the hands, it really set up that head kick. He spoke to us a lot about the spinning attacks, the kick attacks, and it was the kick indeed that was able to put this fight away.
Spectacular fashion to earn his first victory inside the Legacy Fighting Alliance octagon. Abasov and the American top team coaching staff celebrate a big victory, and what a way to kick off the LFA 2026 season. Well, coming up next, a key matchup in the LFA lightweight division. Unbeaten in 4 straight fights, Minnesota's Cannon Swanson looks to keep his win streak going tonight in front of the hometown fans. He clashes with the undefeated fighter Jimmy Washington from Florida, who makes his LFA debut next. LFA number 224 continues on Vice TV after this.
On January 23rd, the LFA interim flyweight title will be on the line as Marcos Degli looks to make another consecutive title defense.
Oh, just like that, Severino's down, and he's out!
Against the dangerous Luis Aguiar. Also on the card, Daniel Araujo, looking to keep his unblemished record. As well as Lionel Aboer, who's looking to make a statement after his recent bantamweight title loss. On January 23rd, champions and challengers put it all on the line. At LFA 225.
Fight is over.
Another knockout on his resume.
The future of fortune. The edge of exhilaration. At Dimebit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. Dimebit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
Every product Brunt makes is named after one of my buddies in the trades who inspired it and helped us design it. Matt Marin, Union Drywaller, needed a wedge boot with serious comfort. Tony Tora, Army veteran and jack of all trades, needed a pant that's built tough and versatile. And John Chevlin, contractor and business owner, needed a work hoodie that performs in any situation. Every step of our design process revolves around listening to the guys who actually do the work, because they've earned a seat at the table.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Anders' neck was up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close second.
Welcome back to LFA 224 from Prior Lake, Minnesota, and the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you as the LFA kicks off the 2026 MMA season here on Vice TV. We move to the lightweight division. Cannon Swanson taking on Jimmy Washington. Here are the numbers, powered by OnlyFans. Minnesota's own Cannon Swanson is 24 years old, and Jimmy Washington at 29 is 5 years his elder. Both fighters are 6 feet tall and tip the scales just over 155 pounds. It's Washington who is 2 inches longer in the reach. Back inside the octagon, and Mike Kendall.
Fight fans, this contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This striker stands 6 foot tall, weighing in 155.6 pounds. He holds a 2-0 professional record, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Representing Fight Sports, fighting out of Boynton Beach, Florida, Jimmy Big Time Washington. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 6 foot tall, weighing in 155.8 pounds. He holds a 4-1 professional record, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout, 2 by way of submission, and 1 draw. Representing the Academy, fighting out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Cannon Swanson. Your referee once again, Josh Stewart.
Cannon. Center up. Cannon, right here. Center up. Hey, center up, my man. Gentlemen, we've been over the expectations. Listen for any instructions. Protect yourself at all times. You guys want to touch, do so now. Let's have a fight.
Cannon Swanson, 24 years old, has the hometown cage advantage here in Minnesota. Comes in with a 4-1 record. Jimmy Washington making his LFA debut, a spotless 2-0 record.
Look for Washington to take the center, try to touch him up with the jab, try to keep this fight on his feet, basically. He's a smooth striker. I really like his style. Great movement in there. Going up against Cannon Swanson, who's very comfortable on the feet as well, Ron. A lot of nice kicks, but this is what he does well. He's a wrestler.
Right.
And look for him to take the path of least resistance in this fight, which would be to take this fight to the ground.
Cannon Swanson, in wrestling since kindergarten, a 5-time state qualifier, a 2-time state runner-up. Wrestled 1 year at North Dakota State University. He's coming off a split draw back in November. He said, Alan, that was the first time he was truly tested, but even though it was a draw, he said, I learned a lot from it. I learned I could push through some difficult times in a fight.
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys pretty young. Swanson, 24, Washington, 29 years old, but still young in their professional career. And so there's moments in fights, or fights in particular. Oh!
And there's a moment. Cannon Swanson plants Jimmy Washington on his back.
That was a great job. I lost my train of thought because he elevated him, and in the air, he redirected him with his leg, got the hips elevated. Big slam right there for Swanson. But both of these guys are still learning every single fight. They're in different moments. That's probably the first time for Washington that somebody has slammed them like that. But he's worked religiously throughout this camp on get-ups, just being in bad position, worst case scenario, getting back to his feet. You see his coach over here in the corner coaching, see what he could do to get back to his feet, because this is not the position he wants to be in with a guy like Cannon Swanson.
Jimmy Washington told us there's no doubt about it. He felt Cannon Swanson, the wrestler, would try to get him down. Said he had to fend off those takedowns, feels he has the advantage in the striking game, use that height and reach and range and jab to pick him apart. But here early on, Cannon Swanson gets him to the canvas and has plenty of time to operate.
Cannon keeping the pressure on Washington right now. Washington had an opportunity to scramble, didn't take it. Not saying I blame him. It's going to be tough to get up with a guy like Swanson on you, but he's going to have to find those split-second moments and just scramble up to his feet. Got his back taken. Both hooks are in for Swanson right here.
Here's a huge opportunity for Cannon Swanson.
Washington needs to try to get his back off of the chest of Swanson and get his back onto the mat. Careful the arm triangle right here. Opportunity to finish this fight for Cannon Swanson.
Jimmy Washington in a lot of trouble. Cannon Swanson looking to put him to sleep, and he does! Enter Sandman! Cannon Swanson with a walk-off submission has put Jimmy Washington to sleep, and another victory for the 24-year-old from Minnesota. What a win for Cannon Swanson. Put Jimmy Washington to sleep.
Yeah, once Swanson got the fight to the mat, he showed he has the ability to finish. He's in here telling us a little bit in our ear about what he's able to do. Great performance right here from Cannon Swanson.
2 fights, 2 finishes. We'll get the official time up next. Back in Minnesota and hometown product, Cannon Swanson has started the new year with a bang.
Certainly did, Ron. You take a look at it. These guys are filling each other out. Take a look at the elevation on this. Look how he used his knee to get those hips in the air. Swanson got on top after this takedown and was in cruise control. Great control right here. You see him isolate that left arm of Washington, jumps over to the side, starts to squeeze, and it's slowly the lights shut off. You can see Washington's arm starts to go limp, and as the referee's going to take a look, he is out. Cannon Swanson does it once again, Ron.
Cannon Swanson, and a nice celebration.
2 backflips
Man,
for us.
lands it. I give it a little bounce, still a 9.5.
Okay, we're getting picky here.
Let's now get the official time inside. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Stewart, calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 59 seconds in the very first round, declaring you winner by technical submission to arm triangle, Cannon Swanson.
Minnesota product Cannon Swanson keeps the win streak going. Good to see Jimmy Washington up. He will bounce back after suffering the first defeat of his career, but Cannon Swanson improves to 5-1-1 and celebrates with the academy and head coach Greg Nelson and the team. Big win for the local product here tonight. Next week, LFA returns to the capital of Brazil, Brasilia, for the promotion's first event of 2026 in South America. LFA 225, presented by Monster Energy, goes down on Friday, January 23rd. The interim flyweight belt is on the line when reigning interim champ Marcos Degli defends his strap for a second time when he meets lethal grappler Luis Aguiar, who has ended 8 of his 9 fights via submission. LFA 225 from Brazil going down on Friday, January 23rd, and live on Vice TV with select preliminary bouts airing on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube, and follow the LFA across the social media spectrum at LFA Fighting. Coming up next, a key matchup in the LFA featherweight division, undefeated Tanner "Kill Him Quick" Trembley strive to make it 6 consecutive wins. He'll tangle with Shaheen Shazam Santana from Miami, Florida, who is looking for his 10th career win. LFA 224 rolls on after this.
On January 23rd, the LFA interim flyweight title will be on the line as Marcos Degli looks to make another consecutive title defense.
Oh, just like that, Severino's down, and he's out!
Against the dangerous Luis Aguiar. Also on the card, Daniel Araujo, looking to keep his unblemished record. As well as Lionel Aboer, who's looking to make a statement after his recent bantamweight title loss. On January 23rd, champions and challengers put it all on the line. At LFA 225.
Fight is over.
Another knockout on his resume. Happy New Year, LFA Nation. It's time to celebrate the fighters who made 2025 an unforgettable year and announce the winners of the LFA Fan Choice Awards. All week, we will announce the winners for knockout, submission, alum, breakout alum, rookie, male, and female fighters of the year, voted entirely by you, our dedicated LFA fans. Up first, the knockout that left us speechless and went down in the very first event of 2025, LFA 199.
Oh my God!
Ari Farias! Walk-off and knockout for the ages! In the first main event of the new year, Brazil's Eric Visconti delivered the most electrifying finish of 2025 when he flatlined veteran Ari Farias with his award-winning spinning elbow. On LFA main cards, a total of 61 unforgettable KOs happened inside the LFA octagon this year, but you voted for Eric Visconti's as the best of the best. Follow the LFA on social media at LFA Fighting for the next Fan Choice Award winner.
The future of fortune. The edge of exhilaration. At dimebit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. Dimebit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
Welcome back to LFA number 224, the LFA's first event of 2026, and on Vice TV. Featherweights up next as Shaheen Santana clashes with Tanner Trembley. Fight odds powered by DimeBet, the official sportsbook and online casino of the LFA. Scan the QR code on the screen and get in on the action at DimeBet. Shaheen Santana, a plus 210 underdog, and the favorite coming in at 5-0 is Tanner Trembley, minus 259.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA octagon, Tanner Trembley.
Coming off the longest fight of his MMA career and another victory, undefeated, Tanner Trembley is coming home to Minnesota for his 5th LFA appearance tonight. Comes in with a flawless 4-0 record in the promotion, undefeated as a pro and amateur, 5-0 as a pro, Alan, 4-0 as an amateur, and he comes in with a 100% finishing rate, 1 knockout, and 4 impressive submissions.
Yeah, 5-0 is a great record, but his experience shows a much more deeper record. I mean, he's so good everywhere, has that wrestling background, but look what he could do on the feet. Crisp hands, finds the jaw. Look at this. Hurts, finds the shots. Now watch his walk-off knockout. I mean, it doesn't get prettier than that.
No,
that was one for the ages, a nice highlight reel, but look when he does his best work. Getting in deep on the legs, taking you down, making you pay, locks in this power guillotine arm in right here, puts the squeeze to the test, gets that submission, trains with Brock Larson, another experienced fighter, has a great corner behind him, and riding a lot of momentum. 5-0, 5 finishes coming in here. Wants to ride this thing through the wheels fall off, so wants to stay as busy as possible if he can get his hand raised again here tonight.
His opponent now making his way to the octagon, Shaheen Santana.
Making the walk to the LFA octagon for the first time since December of 2024, a Florida-based Shaheen Santana looks to play spoiler against an undefeated foe tonight. Comes in 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Overall, 9-4, a 78% finishing rate. 7 big submission victories on his resume. A black belt in BJJ. And Alan, 3rd LFA appearance, he's 1-1.
Yeah, he's 1-1 in the LFA. You see right here, he's fighting Isaac Thompson. Isaac Thompson's a guy that's now in the UFC, one of the brighter prospects in the sport, and he holds a win over him. So it shows you Shaheen Santana how dangerous he is. Very tall for the featherweight division as well. 6'1". I mean, that's enormous for this division. He likes to use his range and reach, although you look at his record, Ron, as you mentioned, 7 submission victories, and I asked him about that, and he says it's just not that I'm hunting the submissions. The opportunity comes, and I can't help myself but take it. He's going to be looking for another one tonight. In this matchup right here against Trembley, when I speak to him about this, he feels like there's no way Trembley is submitting me. I'm too high level for that. He might catch something. He's going to have to knock me out, but there's no way Trembley's going to get another submission off of my back.
Let's now check out the numbers in the tail of the tape, powered by Joya Fight Gear. Santana, 34, and Trembley is 3 years younger. Santana is the taller fighter by 4 inches, as Alan alluded to. He will try to utilize a sizable 6-inch reach advantage. Once again, inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA featherweight division, brought to you tonight by Joya Gear, the official glove of the LFA. For all your fight gear needs, check us out online at joyagear.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This striker and grappler stands 5'9", weighed in 146 pounds. He holds a 5-0 professional record, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 4 wins by way of submission. Representing Star Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, Tanner "Kill 'em Quick" Trembley. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist sitting 6'1", weight in 146 pounds. He holds a 9-4 professional record with 7 wins coming by way of submission. Representing the Refinery, fighting out of Miami, Florida, Shaheen Shazam Santana. Your referee in charge of the action, Rob Madrigal.
All right, gentlemen, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, to fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
Kill 'em quick. Tanner Trembley undefeated at 5-0. And on the opposite side, Shaheen Santana, known as Shazam. I loved it, Alan. He said, well, he can kill him quick, but Shazam is faster.
Shazam, baby.
Love it. LFA, a featherweight action underway. Tanner Trembley with the blue tape, black trunks. Shaheen Santana, red tape and white shorts. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you. Cage side for LFA number 224.
We're going to see which man could live up to their nickname tonight. Tanner Trembley, two-time Minnesota State high school wrestling champion. He always has that in his back pocket, but he's very comfortable on the feet. And I asked him about these kicks, if it was something that, like, as a wrestler, most wrestlers are grapple boxers. They want to grapple and throw hands, but Tanner's always had this natural ability to kick, and I asked him about it. He said, Brock Larson wasn't showing me that. No, because this is something I just discovered on my own. I had this kind of flexibility and dexterity and ability to throw these out here. You're going to see a lot of these kicks set up the punches, set up the possible takedowns. Now, Trembley's a guy that likes to punch his way on the inside, but he has to be cognizant of Santana's submissions on that. The threat of getting guillotined by Santana is high. You might see this play out on the feet a lot more than normal for Trembley.
Shaheen Santana on the attack, trying to utilize that 6-inch reach advantage. Trembley able to circle out. Nice low kick there lands from Santana.
Yeah, you see Santana nodding his head because he checked that kick, letting Trembley know that didn't feel good. I'm going to be checking these all night. Santana looks very calm in there.
He always is. He is one cool customer. He fought on the Contender Series back in 2020, lost to LFA vet Natan Levy via submission, but Shaheen Santana always comes in. He's very even keel.
Yeah, he's feeling it. I mean, look at him. He's got a swagger to his step right now. Nice counter on the way out right there. Trembley's going to have to figure this puzzle out right now because he's going up against a much taller fighter.
Right.
Nice knees and kicks as he's already experienced. And to resort to that wrestling like he normally does, again, like I said earlier, he has to be aware of the submission threat. So he's got to figure out this puzzle in this first round.
He doesn't want to stay at this range for sure, as Santana backing up Trembley.
Trembley might
against the octagon wall right in front of us.
Trembley was going to jump guillotine, but you see Santana block the knee right there. Santana using his right leg to block the opportunity of Trembley to jump the gilly and get full guard.
Tanner Trembley has one victory via guillotine, 3 rear naked chokes, looking for another submission.
He's trying to butt scoot his way out. Santana has to get his legs clear, otherwise he's going to get choked. Santana said he would not be submitted by Trembley.
That is an extremely tight choke by Tanner Trembley.
His pants are coming off right here. He'll do whatever it takes not to go to sleep.
Shaheen Santana hanging on, but maybe just by a thread. Under 2 minutes to go.
It seems like Santana has a hold of the wrist of Trembley, which is going to alleviate some of the pressure from the choke. He might be able to stay alive right here.
Hanging on for dear life, Shaheen Santana.
Trembley's going to have to make a decision now. Do I hold on to this and gas out my arm, or do I eventually let go? And you're going to see Santana react to that and probably lay down some ground and pound. Oh, he got the choke!
He got it! There is the tap out, and Tanner Trembley remains undefeated. 6th victory in a row, and he has blown the roof off of the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Kill him quick, did exactly that.
He does it again, kill him quick, with a submission win over the Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Santana. Impressive victory right there. Going into this fight, Ron, Tanner Trembley said, I feel like it's going to be a knockout. And on the other side, Shaheen Santana said, that's probably the only way he can win, because there's no way he's going to get a submission off of me. You see him have an opportunity to jump the guillotine, and he held on to it for a lot longer than normal, but was able to find a way to get the finish.
And the finish fest continues here in Minnesota. 3 fights, 3 finishes. We'll get the official time coming up on the other side. Fifth submission victory for Tanner Trembley, and it was a thing of beauty.
Take a look at this right here, Ron. You see him with the guillotine. He's trying to jump guard, but his leg, now when he gets his left leg around Santana, that's when he's able to pull guard and start that squeeze. And it was there for quite a while. It seemed like Santana was going to be able to slip out. He was able to hold on the entire time, though, was Trembley, and eventually getting that squeeze and getting the submission victory over the Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Santana.
Yeah, as you said, how impressive is that? Choking out the BJJ black belt, Shaheen Santana. Another win for Tanner Trembley. Let's get the official time inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 3 minutes, 32 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by tap out due to guillotine choke, Tanner Kill 'em Quick Trembley.
That's a perfect victory for the Minnesota product, and a perfect 10 for undefeated Tanner Trembley, winning his 10th in a row back to his amateur career and his 6th victory in a row as a pro, celebrating with head coach Brock Larson, who, Alan, we got to give Brock Larson, the UFC vet, some credit. He is producing some incredible fighters here in Minnesota, and he's coming over here. I'm giving him some love, and Tanner Trembley wants the belt, doesn't he, Alan?
He wants the microphone and he wants the belt. I have a feeling if I got in there, he was going to call out the belt. And I can't think of a better person that deserves it. Now 6-0 in his professional career. Flawless, as you said, a perfect performance and a perfect record, and also a 100% finish rate. Nobody's been able to go the distance with this man. Look for him to have big things coming up in the future here in the LFA.
Tanner Trembley is 6-0, and right now, the LFA featherweight belt is vacant. That's because former champion Le'Veon Douglas signed with the UFC through the Contender Series. It makes a lot of sense, Alan, for Trembley improving to 6-0. He definitely has gotten himself into the title fight conversation.
I mean, he showed a little bit of everything. We've seen the wrestling early on. We've seen the knockouts from the punches, beautifully timed counters, the walk-off, highlight reel. And then he comes in here and shows against a jiu-jitsu artist, a guy that has 7 submission victories, that he could jump the gilly as well. And that was Santana's move. Santana had a number of guillotines on his record.
Good point.
Via win. And he goes and does that to him. Impressive performance. I'd like to see him get the next title shot for sure.
5th career submission win for Tanner Trembley. February begins with another LFA World Championship on the line when the promotion returns to Clarksville, Tennessee, and the F&M Bank Arena on Friday, February 6th for LFA number 226. The middleweight belt hangs in the balance when reigning champion David Alakferdiev of Ukraine defends his strap for the first time against dangerous challenger and BJJ black belt Joe Kropscott from California. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. LFA 226 will be broadcast live in the United States on Vice TV with select preliminary bouts streaming on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. Brazil bragging rights are on the line next when the ladies get the spotlights. Riding back-to-back first-round finishes, 23-year-old and 5-time BJJ world champ Gigi Canuto makes her 8th LFA appearance. She'll face off against Dana White's Contender Series veteran and fighting nerd Jin Silva. There's more LFA number 224 on the other side. Fight fans witnessed 38 superior submissions on LFA main cards in 2025. But it was a rare sub that occurred on the very first event of the year, LFA 199, that fight fans could not forget.
Gets out and Militia attacking the legs, pulling that leg in. He wants to grab the knee. If he has the knee above his thighs, then he can attack the legs. Altamari pulls his legs out. Now he's on top.
Nice work by Altamari. That's a lot of submission attempts.
Oh, Militia! Oh, he got it!
He got it!
Calf slicer! Reps the leg! Pops the knee, I believe! Holy smokes!
Spectacular submission victory!
Oh, wow! I love that move!
Rafael Militia do Nascimento's incredible victory over Brandon Altamaria via calf slicer was voted by you, LFA Nation, as the 2025 Submission of the Year. Incredibly, the very first event of 2025, LFA 199 produced both the knockout and Submission of the Year.
The future of fortune. The edge of exhilaration. At dimebit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. Dimebit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
Every product Brunt makes is named after one of my buddies in the trades who inspired it and helped us design it. Matt Marin, Union Drywaller, needed a wedge boot with serious comfort. Tony Tora, Army veteran and jack of all trades, needed a pant that's built tough and versatile. And John Chevlin, contractor and business owner, needed a work hoodie that performs in any situation. Every step of our design process revolves around listening to the guys who actually do the work, because they've earned a seat at the table.
DJ Rel spinning here at the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. As always, Ron Kruk and Alan Joe Band cage side for the LFA's first of 25 scheduled events going down in the new year. Well, checking out the DimeBit Casino and Sportsbook of fight odds, and you are looking, that is not a mistake, the biggest favorite on the card, the 5-time world IBJJF champion, Gigi Canuto, according to DimeBit, is a minus 3,000 favorite. And the comeback on Ziainya Silva is a plus 1350. Scan the QR code on the screen and get in on the LFA 224 action at DimeBit. Let's keep the action rolling here in Minnesota. Once again, we go to the voice of the LFA Octagon. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making her way to the LFA Octagon, Janaína Silva.
Making her first appearance since losing to current LFA strawweight champion Aiza Bertolso at LFA 197, Dana White's Contender Series vet. Ziainya Silva returns in a striker versus grappler matchup. She is the striker with a couple of knockouts on her resume. Third LFA appearance. She comes in with a 1-1 record. First LFA appearance here in the U.S. Comes in as Tapology's number 61 ranked female fighter in Brazil. She also had a fight, Allen, with Karate Combat back in October.
Yeah, Janaína Silva does all of her handiwork, Ron, right here on the feet. She's very good at pressuring her opponents, backing them up against the fence, and letting her hands go. I mean, that's where she does her dirty work. Look to see her in this matchup right here. Just sprawl and brawl. Try to keep this fight on the feet. Gigi, we obviously know, is very good on the ground. This is something that Silva has worked on relentlessly. Sprawling, getting back up to her feet, letting her hands go. I do have to say, Ron, 5-2 is Silva entering the octagon here. She was 5-0 in her career, suffered 2 losses as of recently. During that time of her losses, she lost both of her parents. Lost her mother a week before her fight, and then her father before her next fight. This is something she did not bring up to us at all. It was not an excuse, but we had to ask her about it. You can tell how much it hurt, but I just want to let the crowd know that 5-2, I mean, these are 2 losses that she fought through, going all those emotions.
Right.
And so she could have a spotless record, but she chose to fight, do what she loves. She's stronger now. She's been able to go through and looking to get a big comeback victory here tonight.
Dedicates all of her fights to both her mom and dad. She has overcome a lot of obstacles to get back here in the LFA Octagon.
And now her opponent making her way to the octagon, Gigi Canuto.
Riding back-to-back first-round finishes, 23-year-old prospect and 5-time world IBJJF champ Gigi Canuto makes her 8th walk to the LFA Octagon. Still only 23 years old. That is scary. Alan, we were talking to her. She earned her black belt at age 18. She said, listen, the last few months have been really pure chaos. I've been through a lot. At 19 years old, there was so much going on. And she recently left the Fight Ready team. She is now a part of the Building a Fighter team. Angel Cejudo, Henry's brother, still a part of that team. But she said her coach retired, she changed gyms. Now she is enjoying the process. She's found peace.
Yeah, you see really Gigi coming of age inside this octagon. She's been fighting for a while. I think she made her debut in the LFA at just 19 years old, 23 now. High-level jiu-jitsu skills. I mean, she is a shark in water when she gets the fight to the mat. That's where she does her best handiwork. And she really spoke to us a lot about switching gyms. Now her new head coach, Liam Hill, implementing the CLA, constrained lead approach. She said it's just done wonders to her training. It's not only just relentless drilling, but it's making games out of it, where you constrain one thing and your partner has one objective. And she said, whatever it's done, it's just improved their game tremendously. She looks to come out here and show it. And even though I speak highly about her getting the fight to the ground, she tells us, I'm going to knock her out. She feels in her heart that there will be a knockout tonight. I think that's a scary approach to go against somebody as dangerous as Silva. But that's the belief that Gigi Canuto has in her striking as well.
6-1 in the LFA. Only loss is in a world championship title fight to former strawweight champ Natasha Kuzotina for the belt. She's basically grown up here in the LFA octagon, has only ever fought for the Legacy Fighting Alliance as a pro. Let's now check out the tail of the tape, powered by Bondi Pure. After she earned her black belt at age 18, Gigi Canuto has matured at 23 years old. The more experienced Silva is 9 years older. Canuto is 4 inches longer in the arms, and both athletes made the contracted weight. Once again, here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 224 featured bout of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA strawweight division. Brought to you tonight by Bondi Pure, the ultimate health and detox drink. It's a science, not a diet. Learn more at bondipure.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This striker stands 5'1", weight in 115.6 pounds. She holds a professional record, 5 wins, 2 defeats, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Representing the Fighting Nerds, fighting out of Fernandópolis, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Janaína Iron Hand Silva. Her opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a boxer and jiu-jitsu style fighter standing 5'2", weight in 116 pounds. She holds a 6-1 professional record, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 4 wins by way of submission. Representing Building a Fighter, fighting out of Scottsdale, Arizona by way of Manaus, Amazonas, Brazil, Gigi Diamond Canuto. Your referee, Rob Madrigal.
All right, ladies, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
The biggest favorite on the card, according to a dime bit, Gigi Canuto at -3,000. She's got the red tape, and Janaína Silva with the blue tape. I'll tell you what, though, Alan, Silva, she can play the part. I mean, that was a hell of a stare down.
And she's an intimidating figure. You look at her, has a good frame on her, and you see the nice low stance right here.
Whoa.
Preparing for any takedown attempts from Gigi.
How about the quick hands from the black belt?
Gigi said she wanted to show off some of this striking. She has her striking coach, Jameson White, in her corner, feeling very confident on the progress she's made on the feet. Eye poke right here. Referee's going to stop the action.
Man, we have seen a lot of eye pokes lately, it feels like, in MMA. Silva.
It's become part of the sport almost, and it's something that the referees, have also worked on. You know, this one was very accidental, obviously, but it's something that the referees are starting to take a stand on and say, look, a foul is a foul, starting to be a little bit more quick with the point deductions.
And Canuto will take her time, and hopefully she is able to continue, and it looks like she is. Yeah. Fans here in Minnesota appreciate it, and we are underway again.
Derrick Lewis is a guy that says he eye pokes people on purpose just to get a break. I don't think that one was on purpose from Silva.
Oh, man. Hey, look what's going on with the UFC heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall, and having to have eye surgery on both eyes from an eye poke. It's such a difficult situation for how long he has waited to fight, and we wish him luck with that surgery. And Gigi Canuto continuing to let the fist fly.
Yeah, I like the way she's stabbing in with those jabs and then looking for the counters. Be first, be last. That looks like the game plan so far on the feet for Gigi. Nice low stance still for Silva.
Silva said the game plan was to push forward, really counterattack, but she said she needs to be patient and control the center of the octagon. And now there is a lot of blood dripping from the nose of Gigi Canuto.
Yeah, I didn't see quite what punch it was. It must have been one of those powerful jabs from Silva, but she's got Gigi leaking early.
2 knockouts on Silva's resume, and you wondered how long it would take before the black belt and BJJ Canuto tried to get Silva down to the canvas.
And you saw how quickly she down blocked did Silva. This is something she worked on throughout this camp. Worst case scenario type positioning, having Gigi or someone on her back to prepare for these situations, but you could see the reaction time, how quickly she defended that takedown.
Well, and you do not want to give Silva a lot of confidence, a very live underdog that can end a fight in an instant.
I'm hearing from the truck that the blood is coming from the nose from a front kick that clipped her from Silva. We'll try to isolate that if this goes a little later, show you what happened. Second attempt right here from Gigi, and another failed attempt.
Yes, nice takedown defense from Silva, who came in, Alan, as a plus 1350, and now she's backed up against the octagon wall. Knee from Canuto.
Gigi landing good right there, backing out, being patient. Gigi's gonna have to start checking or avoiding those low kicks. Silva's landed a couple of hard ones to the calf already.
And I don't think I've ever seen Giovanna Canuto bleed like this, Alan. Definitely was the front kick that you mentioned, I think, doing the damage. Punches her way in.
Yeah, great job following up with that left hook from Gigi. She stayed with it. You can see the progression in her striking in this matchup.
Canuto out striking and landing Silva right now 20-14. But Silva doing a little bit more damage with her fists as the blood continues to flow from the nose of Canuto.
So far it's been all striking from both ladies. Couple of takedown attempts. Nothing that she's really committed to.
Canuto does have a 1 victory via KO, and she continues to be content standing in this opening round.
Content, but she also hasn't liked what she's felt so far, right? 2 takedown attempts, but it was nothing happening, right?
Correct.
Quick reactions from Silva, and you can see Silva doesn't look like an easy person to take down just from her build, her frame. She's very comfortable fighting.
Well said.
Very low like this, and she's low, but she's still chambered. She's ready to react at all times.
Under 30 seconds ago, opening frame, LFA strawweight action. Another 1-2 from Canuto.
Silva's having success just down the pipe, trying to keep that nose running. And Gigi's found success following the combinations, finishing with that left hook.
Spinning back fist from Canuto as time winds down here in round number 1. LFA strawweight action. And Canuto going back. Cutman Dale Arbuckle's got some work to do in between rounds. You wonder just how much confidence Silva gained from that opening frame.
Take a look at this front kick right here, Ron. Just clips the nose. But that seems to be the strike that did it. Got the nose opened up. You see a return question mark kick, nicely done by Gigi, pressing forward with the action. This is where she's had success. Double jab, right hand, follow up left hook. I think this is where Gigi is gonna find the openings, pressing forward and continual combination work right there. She's gonna have to stay in the pocket, but also be cognizant of Silva. Silva is the power puncher here. She has to be cautious of that counter punch.
Gearing up for round number 2 in the LFA strawweight division, a sold-out Mystic Lake Casino Hotel in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Looks like for now the blood has stopped. Gigi Canuto coming out, huge favorite in this matchup, comes in with a 6-1 record. Zanaína Silva 5-2.
That's the third time that hard calf kick has landed.
It's only the third time that Canuto has been out of the first round.
Those live odds might have changed.
Absolutely.
Gigi was a minus 3,000. I assume those odds are a little bit closer going into the second round.
I'm thinking there's some nervous bettors out there who laid the lumber on the favorite.
Yeah.
Great shot by our GWP crew to catch that front kick.
You know, I've been speaking about how well Silva is fighting tactically with the low stance, the reaction time, backing her up with the hands. And, you know, she comes out of the Fighting Nerds gym, who are very well known for orchestrating great game plans, research on their opponents. And so far, it's really showing up tonight in Silva's fighting style.
Also known for their solid stand-up game and powerful punching. Broadcast partner in Brazil, Caio Barralho, perfect example of that.
Silva just landed a punch and immediately the faucet is back on.
Yes, well said. This is the LFA 224 feature fight of the evening. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you on Vice TV. Still to come, the LFA Heavyweight World Championship fight. Matt Adams from the U.S. taking on the Russian Arslan Bilalov.
Canuto has had success with the blitzes. Nice uppercut time right there. She's had success. Finding some more right here. I think these are opportunities now that she's got Silva committing to try another level change.
I think Canuto's complaining about another eye poke.
If Canuto's going to land a takedown in this fight, she's going to have to set it up well. She's going to have to get Silva committing on these exchanges and then change level. She can't do it without anything in front of it.
Silva caught Canuto coming in.
Oh, nice leverage shot.
Wow. Beautiful body shot. Now, Canuto attacking that lead leg. She did say, hey, watch my calf kick. But, you know, talking with Gigi, she felt she could score a knockout with her fists in this matchup.
That left hook has been her money shot so far for Gigi. You see a small hematoma forming on the right side of Silva's temple.
Good call, Alan. And the face of Silva showing some damage now here in the second.
Again, I'm very impressed with Gigi striking. There we go. Wow, nice sweep. Nice roll through right there for Silva to find her way on top. She's not out of danger yet, though.
Not at all, and wisely, Silva gets back on her feet. But the first successful takedown from Canuto, but she wasn't able to do much with it.
Silva did a nice job of riding the momentum, rolling through, finding her way on top.
Silva's corner saying they feel they are winning this round right now, outstriking Canuto 26-19 here in the second round.
Gas and clutch, little gas and clutch. Nice. She's all lumped up. Keep going.
Coming up on 1 minute to go. That's right from Canuto.
Oh. Both ladies landing in that exchange. Big punch right here for Silva, and another one.
A huge shot from Silva.
Silva turning it on. Nice time. Takedown.
Beautiful level change.
This is where Gigi Canuto does her best work. She's going to have to keep this fight down. Wow. Yeah, you don't see that very often. A lot of times Canuto gets ladies down in the back, and she's able to work her jiu-jitsu from there. But Silva's doing a nice job of just kind of staying with it, finding a way to scramble back to her feet.
And showing that power. Powerful frame to be able to really just kind of toss Canuto off and get back up on her feet.
I mean, every strike that lands for Silva now, there's just blood flying from the nose of Gigi.
Time winding down in the second round. What an entertaining matchup here between Canuto and Silva.
Take a look at some of the action back in fourth round. That was that beautifully timed left hook, right uppercut. You saw Silva leaning over. Gigi saw it. Look at this, off to the side, left hook to the liver.
Yeah, you heard Silva actually grunt on that one.
Great execution. Now check it, look at this. Roll through, knee kicked up, found her way on top. Even though she was taken down for a second, Silva found her way on top. Good defense as well. Another counter by Silva, showing the power there, and just every time she lands on Canuto, the blood was flying. See if they can get that blood under control in this very back and forth, entertaining fight.
Very entertaining, and it's turned into a stand-up war. 272 strikes thrown between Silva and Canuto. 152 strikes thrown by Canuto, who gets the crowd here in Minnesota going as we are ready for the third and final round. How do you have this one scored, Alan, as we go into the third round?
You put me on the spot.
Yes, sir.
It's really tough because both ladies, even as we've shown in the highlights, both ladies have found success. Obviously, damage-wise, the blood speaks a lot of volume, but you can't always just take one bloody nose into account because it's bleeding throughout the entirety of the fight.
Right.
But you're starting to see the damage add up on the face of Silva as well. This is a tough one for the judges.
An extremely live underdog barking. Zenaina Silva came in at plus 1350. Canuto, the massive minus 3,000 favorite. And she's still having a good time. Has thrown 153 strikes, but landed only 38% of those strikes thrown, Alan.
Yeah, I really like how well Canuto follows up every combination with that left hook. I really feel like that's going to be the difference maker if she's going to try and catch Silva. That and finding those lead uppercuts as well, because Silva's so hunched over preparing to defend the takedown that it opens up that uppercut.
Canuto's corner liking what they're seeing from Gigi Canuto early here in the third. This combination.
Gigi went to check that one finally. A little Superman punch out of her.
And both ladies now showing some damage on the face and some blood flowing. Oh, beautiful punch into the body lock for Canuto. Let's see if she can get a takedown. Silva showing nice balance here.
Nice shot by Gigi. Splitting the legs with her right leg, just kind of hipping her over. This is where she struggled, though, was keeping Silva down in this matchup. Silva's done a very good job utilizing her frame, finding her way back to her feet. Gigi needs to grab her foot or pull her hips off of the fence right now. Otherwise, you're going to see Silva try to just walk up, utilizing that fence on her back.
And Silva's nose is running like a faucet.
Things are getting very slippery right now.
Canuto on the back of Silva, pulling her into her world.
She's got the body lock on.
Oh! The tap forces Silva to tap out. Walk-off submission, Gigi Canuto.
Gigi's licking the blood.
Fifth career submission win for the Diamond, 23-year-old Giovanna Canuto. What a finish and what a fight. true to her word, said she was going to let her hands fly in this octagon tonight. A blood angel. Is that what it's called when you do that?
Angel.
In the octagon. Another finish for Gigi Canuto.
What a bloody matchup. And what a great fight for the young Gigi Canuto throughout her career. You know, she's got one loss on here. She came back, got a win since then. This was one of these fights where she couldn't go to her go-to, which is taking it to the ground. Had to stand and trade for the majority of the fight. Weathered the storm very well, bleeding all over the place, showing off her striking. Finally, finding the opportunity to take the fight to the mat, get it to the ground, and once she was able to solidify a takedown and get in a good position, you see right here, hips are over, stays on top, she jumps the back right here, and this was a dangerous position because these ladies are both very slippery. Sometimes the blood can help or hurt the choke because you slip off, but she used it very good in this one to slide the choke in. And look how fast the tap came in this one, Ron. I mean, it wasn't quite under the chin from what I saw, but it just shows the squeezing power, the repetition that she's been doing since she was a young girl. Right here on the chin. Gigi's gonna lock it in, and it doesn't take long for Silva to have to submit.
Forces the tap out, and Gigi Canuto earns her 7th career victory. We'll get the official time of the stoppage on the other side as LFA 224 from Minnesota rolls on after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 38 seconds in the third and final round, declaring a winner by tap out due to neck crank, Gigi Diamond Canuto.
Improving to 7-1, Canuto threw 175 strikes in that fight, but then goes to her bread and butter, her black belt in BJJ, to choke out Silva. Gigi Canuto is now standing by with Alan Joban.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, Gigi Canuto. Gigi, that was a bit of a war. You were a heavy favorite in this matchup. Did this fight play out the way that you thought it would?
Actually, it did. I've watched her fights, and if you did too, she's a hell of a fighter. She hits fucking hard. She hits pretty hard. Sorry, Vice. Yeah, man, and in between the fight, me and her were speaking in Portuguese, and my husband said, "Don't talk to her," and I was like, I can't help it, it's just so much fun. She's like, "Ooh, that was a good one," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was a good one," and we were just having so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've always wanted a war. My husband's my coach, right, and he always tells me, hey, you don't want to be in wars, you want to be dominant, and I get it. But the Brazilian in me just can't help it and love a little war, so I didn't know it was going to be this early in my career. I've had another war too, but man, it's just so much fun. I'm going to go back to the hotel room and just watch it again and have that feeling all over again, and it's awesome, man.
You had a couple takedown attempts early, and there was nothing happening. She was able to defend them off. Did that deter you at all in looking for another takedown, which eventually you got in the third round?
I knew that she was planning to have a lower stance, but I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, she was low.
So it was pretty hard. I tried to do a little like head kick here and there, which I never do. My coach Jameson is always telling me to throw head kicks, and I'm like, nah, I don't need them. Today I needed them. But yeah, I hit a couple of knees. I'm really happy. And I also told Mark, the matchmaker, that I wasn't going to use my jiu-jitsu today. I still ended up getting the rear naked choke at the end, but I had so much fun striking. I've been working with a really good coach, really good partners. Yeah, I'm just so happy. Also, guys, it's my manager's birthday, and I told him that this was going to be, I told him that this was going to be my present to him, so I'm pretty sure he's for sure happy about it. I don't know if he's happy about it, but at least I got the win, so yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's happy about it. You should be happy about your performance too. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your winner, Gigi Canuto.
Not just a grappler anymore. Let's go.
Not just a grappler, guys.
Gigi Canuto gets the last word in, grabbing the mic, and those were true words, not just a grappler anymore. The future is now for the 23-year-old, 5-time world IBJJF champion, and now striker extraordinaire and former title challenger Gigi Canuto improves to 7-1. On Friday, February 27th, LFA returns to the coastal California town of Ventura after a successful debut last summer. It's a bantamweight title eliminator when two of the best grapplers in the division face off as Rafael Militia takes on Shuya Kamikubo. Both grapplers were nominated for the 2025 Fans' Choice Award for Submission of the Year, with Militia winning the award for his unreal calf slicer victory at LFA 199. Tickets for LFA 227 on February 27th are available at LFATix.com and will be broadcast live in the United States on Vice TV, with select preliminary bouts streaming on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube, and follow at LFA Fighting on social media for card updates, fight previews, and new episodes of Inside LFA. Co-main event is next, a welterweight tilt with title fight implications, when the undefeated muscle hamster Josiah Harrell looks to make it 11 straight wins to begin his career. He'll meet Bekmazov Dosmatov, originally from Kyrgyzstan, but now training out of Chicago, Illinois, who has reeled off 8 consecutive wins. The LFA number 224 co-main event is next, right here on Vice TV.
On January 23rd, the LFA interim flyweight title will be on the line as Marcos Degli looks to make another consecutive title defense.
Oh, just like that, Severino's down, and he's out!
Against the dangerous Luis Aguiar. Also on the card, Daniel Araujo, looking to keep his unblemished record. As well as Lionel Aboer, who's looking to make a statement after his recent bantamweight title loss. On January 23rd, champions and challengers put it all on the line. At LFA 225.
Fight is over. Another knockout on his resume.
The future of fortune. The edge of exhilaration. At dimebit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. Dimebit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. I will be champion one day, I promise. I promise.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon Moreno, and I'm so happy to announce my introduction to OnlyFans. It's time to get naked. Nah, just kidding. Video gloves, exclusive content, training, instructions, all that stuff and more. You can watch it in my OnlyFans channel. So guys, subscribe and see you there. Let's go.
We have reached the business portion of the LFA 224 card in the co-main event. Matching up Ohio's Josiah Harrell and Kyrgyzstan product Bekmirza Dosmatov. Scan the QR code on the screen. Get to Dime Bit Casino and Sportsbook and get in on the action. Harrell, the American, is the plus 131 underdog, and Dosmatov is the favorite at a minus 185. Dime Bit Casino and Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of the Legacy Fighting Alliance. The official fighter introductions. We go back inside the LFA Octagon, and here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Bekmirza Dosmatov.
Riding an 8-fight win streak, Kyrgyzstan's Bekmirza Dosmatov makes his LFA debut at LFA 224. Putting his combat sambo background against an undefeated American wrestler should be an interesting matchup. Allen comes in on an 8-fight win streak. His last loss was back in September of 2022. He has won 13 of his 15 fights, and he comes in as Tapology's #1 ranked welterweight in Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, Dosmatov, I mean, just a well-rounded game. Anytime you see these guys that are a master of sport in combat sambo, it means that they've been basically doing something very close to MMA for a very long time, and that's what he's came up in. You could see it in his style, man. Slick striking, fast hands, but it's his transitions from the striking to the grappling that looks so effortlessly. You can tell he's been doing this for a very, very long time. A lot of experience, 13-2 record, riding a big win streak, as you just said, Ron, but it's also the stable of fighters that he's training with. He's over in Chicago at Valley Flow Striking, training with guys like UFC great Bilal Muhammad, Ignacio Bahamondes. I mean, you have the grappling of Bilal and championship experience and the tall, slick striking of Ignacio Bahamondes. I mean, two perfect partners if you're a welterweight to have in your corner. Should have him highly prepared for this big matchup tonight.
Has a law degree, and he came to the U.S. a year ago. 4 knockouts and 2 submissions, but also 7 trips to the judges' scorecards. He comes in with a 13-2 record, a master of sport in combat sambo.
Now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Josiah Harrell.
After a remarkable comeback from brain surgery that saw him go 3-0 last year, Josiah Harrell puts his perfect record on the line in his first LFA appearance since 2023. Undefeated as a pro and amateur, 10-0 as a pro, 6-0-1 as an amateur, 90% finishing rate with 5 knockouts and 4 submissions. Now this is his first LFA appearance since LFA 160 in 2023. He was supposed to compete at LFA 194 in October of 2024, but he was not cleared by the commission. Has a rare brain disease
called Moya Moya, had surgery in January of 2024. Crazy story. They attached 2 extra veins to his skull, put in a titanium plate in his skull during a 9-hour procedure. It prevented him from making a UFC debut. It's just really, Alan, a remarkable recovery story. You know, coming back after that surgery, he said, you know, I had to get it out of my head. I was still focused on that surgery. The mental part of the injury, tried to get it out of his mind, really relied heavily on his religion to help him through this time. But he is back and back with a vengeance.
Yeah, just wild to think that someone could go through that type of surgery, have a hole in his head, and a steel plate covering, and come back to fighting. And you talk about an explosive athlete in every area. Take a look at this double leg.
That's explosive.
Through the cage door. That's the type of power this man possesses, but he was able to elevate his opponent right there. Big power, wrestling background, quick on the feet, very good at lateral angles, moving side to side, exploding. This guy played just about every sport when he was in high school. You take a look at it, played football, wrestling, track, even cheer. He's probably throwing the girls up. You know, he's a powerful guy, but he takes the fighting so well, and he's a creative type guy. You know, he's got the great Matt Brown in his corner.
There
but he
is.
Yeah, you see Matt right there.
Immortal.
Ton of experience, great training partner and coaching as well. But he said, like, they're different personalities. Matt takes everything very
100%.
serious, where Josiah Harrell, he's kind of more lighthearted, more just wants to be creative out there. But an undefeated fighter, 10-0, 9 of those by way of finish, a very even record as well. 5 knockouts, 4 submissions. Look out for the explosiveness in him. Look out for the footwork and the lateral movement. This is going to be a real chess match at times, going back and forth on the striking to the grappling. And this is the fight that I had picked as fight of the night, because this is such a high-level fight between these two competitors.
Let's check out the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by Brunt Workwear. Both athletes are 27 years old, but Dosmatov is 4 inches taller and has a massive 6-inch reach advantage. Harrell weighed in almost 2 pounds heavier than his opponent. Mike Kendall has the fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 224 co-main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA welterweight division. Brought to you tonight by Brunt, the hardest working brand in workwear. Check us out online at bruntworkwear.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler stands 5'11", weighing in 169.6 pounds. He holds a professional record, 13 wins, 2 defeats, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Valley Flow Striking Academy and Ataman Fighting Club, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, by way of Kyrgyzstan, Bekmirza Dosmatov. His opponent across the LFA octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 5'7", weighing in 171 pounds. He holds a 10-0 professional record with 4 wins coming by way of knockout and 5 by way of submission. Representing Grove City BJJ and Immortal Training Center, fighting out of Columbus, Ohio, he is the muscle hamster, Josiah Harrell. The referee in charge of the action, Josh Stewart.
Gentlemen, we've been over the expectations. Listen for any instructions. Protect yourself at all times. You guys want to touch, do so now. Let's have a fight.
Bekmirza Dosmatov, blue tape. Josiah Harrell, the muscle hamster, with the red tape. This is the LFA 224 co-main event. A huge matchup in the LFA welterweight division. Fighters touch gloves and we are underway. The current welterweight champion, Jonathan Piersma, I'm sure is keeping a close eye on this matchup.
Dosmatov looked big in there against the shorter Harrell, but Dosmatov, you know, he weighed in at 169.5. That's interesting because he looks very lean, but I don't know if he just overcut 1.5 pounds or if he's somebody that possibly could make 155 in the future. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of lean muscle on him, but
yeah,
a good frame in there for a welterweight tonight.
I agree. Two physically fit welterweights, no doubt about it.
Harrell, the shorter guy, but he's used to this. In most of his matches, he's going up against taller opposition. Makes up for it very well in explosiveness. Covering ground. Look at that. Switching stances. Come over the top of the right hand. This should be a good exchange here.
He caught Dosmatov, who now comes into the body lock.
Dosmatov working his way to the back right here.
Watch the trip from the master of sport in Sambo, Dosmatov. Good balance so far by Harrell.
Dosmatov working to the left side, although he does not have the underhook on the left side. Does a nice job with that outside trip. Quick get up by Harrell.
Reset in the center of the octagon, overhand right from Dosmatov, followed by a head kick.
Yeah, that head kick went just over the guard of Harrell. Harrell needs to be careful, knowing that those head kicks aren't going to the glove. They might go over just over the glove, try to hit the top of the head.
Dosmatov with that 6-inch reach advantage. This is what Harrell wants to do, close the distance.
Dosmatov is looking very strong early. Harrell going to start utilizing some of this lateral movement to set up his shots. Oh, beautifully timed takedown right here for Dosmatov.
Nice. First takedown of the evening goes to Dosmatov. Let's see what he can do with it here on the ground. Couple of submission wins out of his 13 victories. One via armbar, one via arm triangle. Harrell back up on his feet for now. Halfway through the opening round, LFA welterweight division action.
Dosmatov is very strong here at just kind of off-balancing you. See how he's going right and left, right and left. He's keeping Harrell guessing, all while keeping that strong underhook. Immediate shot. Look at the control here.
He wants that single leg takedown, but somehow Harrell fending it off for now.
Great athleticism by Harrell.
100%.
Staying on his feet so far.
It's got to be the cheer background from high school.
Wow. Dosmatov looks strong.
He does look big for a welterweight. Harrell struggling to get back up on his feet.
Look for another trip right here. Dosmatov might look to use his right leg, and yeah, there we go. Sweep out the outside leg of Harrell. Even if he doesn't solidify one of these takedowns, he just keeps offsetting him, off-balancing him, keeping him guessing. Relentless pressure right here so far in this fight by Dosmatov.
Interestingly enough, looking at the stats, Alan, they have Dosmatov going 1 for 4 with those takedowns. I thought he had a couple more, but is it a matter of the fact that Harrell has been able to get back up quickly?
Yeah, I wasn't counting, but you know, the one bone that like DC had to pick with MMA is like mat returns. If you don't let go of the guy, it's still just the same takedown, and he's been glued to him so far, and maybe that's how they're judging these takedowns tonight.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go. Make sure you're following the Legacy Fighting Alliance on social media at LFA Fighting.
Harrell's got double unders here. See what he can do with it.
Oh, nice sneaky elbow from Harrell.
Dosmatov just doesn't give Harrell any space to breathe. He had an opportunity there to break free, and Dosmatov continued to walk forward. Look how he's staying on him.
Yeah, attacking quick, taking advantage of that 6-inch reach advantage.
That kick went over the guard again of Harrell.
And a strong finish for the fighter from Kyrgyzstan, now fighting and training Chicago, Illinois with the Valley Flow Striking Academy. Mike Valley and the team, as Alan mentioned, training with Bilal Muhammad of the UFC. Check out some of the action in that opening round.
Yeah, Harrell walking through with the switch step. switching stances, landing their right hand, but after that, it was all Dosmatov with the grappling. Beautifully timed, level change right here, able to get that takedown and just stayed on him throughout the rest of the round. Didn't want to separate his hands. You see these kicks? See how they're going either around the guard or over the guard. It's something that Harrell might have to use two hands to block. Sometimes these kicks get through with just a one-handed block, and Dosmatov seems to be keen to finding that kick and making it land.
Let's go round number 2. We are scheduled for 3 here in the LFA, a welterweight division. This is the co-main event of the night. Bekmirza Dosmatov making his LFA debut. Josiah Harrell looking to improve to 2-0 in the LFA. Comes in with a spotless 10-0 record.
Yeah, Harrell just needs to kind of wake up. You know,
yeah, let's see if he picks up the pace here in the second.
Yeah, he's got a feel for the opposition. He knows it's going to be a pressure fight. Dosmatov's going to be in his face the entire fight. He's going to have to get a little more respect and not let him pressure him so much.
Dosmatov punching his way in to another takedown attempt. The single leg.
Got him cradled up right now. Dosmatov just stays with that single. He was in the cradle, didn't let go of the leg, finishes the takedown.
I'll tell you what, that's a takedown, folks. Chalk it up. Harrell back up on his feet, though.
This pressure. It's tough to deal with someone that's always in your face, and he has the height and reach advantage. As I said at the beginning of the fight, Harrell's used to this, somebody being a little bit taller, but I don't think he's used to this type of pressure and grappling ability. As I say that, Harrell with an opportunity on top right now.
Absolutely a big turn.
Trying to take the back.
The second round.
Has that right arm locked up of Dosmatov. Needs to be careful. He's going to find himself on the bottom. Dosmatov's going to try to get that right arm free. There it is.
Couple elbows to the side of the head from Harrell. Back on his back.
Staying on that leg, going to take the back here.
Dosmatov gets him back down on the canvas.
This is impressive stuff. I mean, just the smothering ability, the grip strength. I mean, when he gets his body locked.
Oh, got a little too high on the back.
Yep, Harrell able to capitalize right here.
So we're coming up on the halfway point of the second round. See if Josiah Harrell turned the tide of this fight.
While this is going on, Dosmatov is still holding on to the leg. Like, even when he's in bad positions, he doesn't let go. He holds on to something and finds a way. That was, he needs to be careful. That looked like it snuck through the chin right there.
Now, after the knee, Harrell on the back of Dosmatov.
Harrell's in a good position here. He doesn't have the right hook in.
Looking to sink in the rear naked choke. Lets it go. Big elbows. Mounts up.
Nice elbows on top by Josiah Harrell.
Oh, but Dosmatov. What a reverse. And now he's got the back of Josiah Harrell.
Harrell tried to Granby out.
For a heel hook, but Dosmatov powers out.
Oh,
what a scramble.
Yeah, this is exhausting type of fighting right here.
A knee and an elbow lands from Josiah Harrell.
Harrell's best shot of the fight with that right elbow. Oh, this is a grueling pace.
And now Harrell body to the head. Dosmatov looking for the takedown sprawl from Harrell.
Harrell turning it up. Success with the punches. Nice sprawl. Finds himself on the back again.
Big round for Josiah Harrell, representing Columbus, Ohio. And getting some solid shots to the side of Dosmatov's
Harrell looking for the
head.
Kimura right here.
has that arm. Dosmatov trying to keep his hands.
Those are huge
clinched.
elbows. Landing on the temple of Dosmatov.
Harrell 14 of 15 with elbows thrown and landed. Huge round for the American. Three wins via rear naked choke for Josiah Harrell.
Harrell staying on Dosmatov. I wonder, when the bell rings, I want to see how Dosmatov looks getting up, because he's taking a lot of damage in this round right here, and we've seen him being able to scramble back up to his feet in all these other exchanges. This is the first time Harrell was able to hold him down and have success.
Look at this.
Take a look at the body language right here. Look at Dosmatov, his corner picking him up, bringing him back. That's got to be a huge momentum shift and a great feeling if you're Harrell in the corner, knowing this is probably tied up at one round apiece, and they just had to drag his opponent back to his corner.
Man, you called it, Alan. Let's take a look and see how he reacts. And Dosmatov did not react. He was still sitting on the ground until his corner came over and helped him up. What a huge round for Josiah Harrell. Dosmatov breathing heavily, and we'll check out the action. That knee got through right to the chin of Dosmatov.
Yeah, he was on his toes. The knees might have been off of the ground. Either way, nothing called. Didn't affect the fight. That was, to me, one of the bigger strikes. Nice inside elbow over the top right there by Harrell. These guys are taking the center of the octagon for this third and final round. Dosmatov with his hands on his hips. Harrell looking a little bit more rejuvenated. Anyone's fight going into this third round.
Third and final round. Josiah Harrell. Beckman's there, Dosmatov. And right away, Harrell looking for the takedown.
Oh, no!
Transitions to the arm.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. I thought we were going to have a replay of Mighty Mouse Johnson. The lift to the armbar. I'll give him points for even attempting it. That was beautiful.
Highlight reel stuff from Josiah Harrell.
That was a beautiful attempt, but what I took from him most is Dosmatov got taken down that easily. Dosmatov looking gassed going into the beginning of this third round.
100%. And now Harrell posturing up, dropping some elbows. Dosmatov in a world of hurt. The American pounding away, looking to remain undefeated. The end could be near.
It feels like it, Ron. 4 minutes left in this fight, and Dosmatov looks like he doesn't have anything left in the tank.
Oh, now giving up the back. As I said, 3 rear naked choke wins for Harrell, but he
might finish him right here, Ron.
Pound away. Now Dosmatov
is done.
Hanging on for dear life.
I don't know how much he has left in him. He tried a hip escape a while ago.
Referee Josh Stewart taking a close look as the muscle hamster continues to pound away. Dosmatov trying to hold Harrell close, gives up the back again.
Harrell both hooks in, flattened out. Looking for the arm triangle. He's gonna sit off to the side right here and give it a try.
Dosmatov in a lot of trouble. Harrell looking for another submission win.
Great job by Dosmatov getting his elbow in to survive, but he's not out of danger yet.
If I'm Harrell, just pound away.
Yeah,
dropping bombs.
It's certainly the path to victory right now. He doesn't seem like he has the energy to hip bump, to hip escape out. He's
Josh Stewart
shots.
Taking a close look.
Harrell doing a great job. Even every time that Dosmatov tries to get out of there, he readjusts, inserts the hooks, goes back to mount, controlling Dosmatov. This is a reverse of what we saw in the first round. It was all grappling by Dosmatov in round 1. You saw him start to fade and gas in round 2, and it's been all Josiah Harrell in round 3.
The immortal Matt Brown shouting instructions to Josiah Harrell, a man who knows how to finish fights and has done it throughout his career in the UFC. Training with Harrell now, saying you have plenty of time. They're gonna stop it. Keep landing elbows. Harrell teeing off. Somehow Dosmatov hanging on. And that's gonna do it! Josh Stewart puts an end to this fight. Josiah Harrell remains unbeaten. There's the immortal Matt Brown, high five. And Harrell gets another finish. The American improves to 11-0. What a finish, Alan.
Wow. Well, I mean, what a changing of momentum throughout this fight. Dosmatov looked so strong early. The pressure just kind of melting Harrell in that first round, and he seemed like he was the much stronger grappler. And then we saw a turning of the tide in round 2. Harrell gets the takedown, starts to land some ground and pound, get some damage. Take a look at this. Level change, takes it back. This is the beginning. Look at this. Immediately goes to the armbar. That was so crafty of him.
So cool.
Love that. Did not get this armbar, but found a way to scramble and stay on top. This wasn't, these type of things weren't working for him in the scrambles in round 1. It was all success in round 3, and this is the majority of the third round. In a dominant position, if it was the mount, if it was the back, looking for ground and pound. The referee was watching him closely, and Dosmatov had no quit in him, but he also had no gas left in him as well.
That's well said.
Referee eventually stepping in. He didn't feel like Dosmatov had the energy to step in and really defend himself anymore. Didn't want to see him take any damage, and a huge comeback performance from the muscle hamster, Josiah Harrell.
We will get the official decision when we come back on the other side. Back in Minnesota, and another finish. And Dosmatov is still on the ground. We actually got word that his corner stopped the fight. They didn't throw in the towel, but they verbally told the ref, Josh Stewart, to stop the fight. A round of applause for the 27-year-old Bekmezar Dosmatov, who's making his LFA debut. Looked in control in that first round, but the incredible recovery story and win streak continues for that man. Columbus, Ohio's the muscle hamster, Josiah Harrell. Let's get the official time. Here's Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Josh Stewart calls a stop to this fight in 3 minutes, 28 seconds into the third and final round, declaring your winner by TKO corner stoppage, the muscle hamster, Josiah Harrell.
Winning his 11th consecutive fight as a pro, his 17th straight, including his amateur career. He was on the UFC's radar before undergoing brain surgery in 2024. He's fully recovered and making a statement. Josiah Harrell is standing by with our champ. Here's Alan Joban.
All right, guys, I'm here with Josiah. Josiah, that was a crazy fight. Such a momentum shift. It seemed like it was all pressure from your opponent in round 1, and something changed in round 2. What was it?
I felt every Was it Kyrgyzstanian? I thought I was getting destroyed. Coach was like, you got to get up. And if you know anything about Matt, he usually says pussy at the end of it. So I had that in my mind. I was like, you cannot be a pussy. If we're going to lose, it's not going to be because we're a pussy.
I don't know if you realize this. You were dominating that third round. It seemed like he had emptied his gas tank. I think it was actually his corner that threw in the towel. It wasn't a referee stoppage. Were you aware of that at the time?
That the corner threw in the towel? Yeah, he's a tough bastard. He wasn't going to give up. Fucking shout out to those guys. They know what they're doing. He's going to come back. We're going to have to go to war again.
Josiah, I know you've told this story a lot of times, but just speak to me. I mean, going from brain surgery a couple of years ago, this is now your fourth fight back, you're still undefeated. What does it mean to you to not even know if you'd be able to continue your career and now still be undefeated 11-0 here in the LFA?
Well, if you know anything about me, I didn't take too long off. So I had about 2 weeks post-brain surgery. I ended up having 2 seizures from working out. I am a dead man. I shouldn't be here. I'm fucking hard-headed. All I do is chase this shit. So if I don't got this shit, I don't really care what else I got to do. Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus. I'm out.
Josiah, undefeated, looking phenomenal. Another stoppage. What's next for you, and when can we expect to see you back inside of the LFA octagon?
LFA, maybe not. If so, we can take on the champ. UFC, where you at, baby?
I think they'd be honored to have you. Congratulations on that victory. Guys, put your hands together for your winner, the muscle hamster, Josiah Harrell.
11th consecutive win as a pro for Josiah Harrell. What a performance. Another victory for the young man from Columbus, Ohio. And there he is with the immortal Matt Brown getting his picture. What a finish for Josiah Harrell. LFA number 224 rolls on after this. Next week, it's the LFA's first international show of 2026 when the Octagon returns to Brasilia, Brazil for LFA number 225, presented by Monster Energy on Friday, January 23rd. The interim flyweight belt is on the line when reigning interim champ Marcos Degli defends his strap for a second time when he meets submission specialist Luis Aguiar, who has ended 8 of his 9 fights by submission. The rest of the LFA 225 card is loaded with Brazilian and international prospects, including undefeated Daniel Araujo, who goes for his 9th consecutive win when he faces Derrick Lewis in the co-main event. LFA 225 from Brazil going down on Friday, January 23rd, and live on Vice TV with select preliminary bouts airing on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube, and follow the LFA across the social media spectrum at LFA Fighting. The main event is up next, and the LFA heavyweight title is on the line. Ohio's Bad Matt Adams goes for his first MMA championship and 6th straight win when he throws down with undefeated Russian wrestling machine Arslan Bilalov, who comes in with a flawless 5-0 record. It's a heavyweight world championship fight when LFA number 224 rolls on.
On January 23rd, the LFA interim flyweight title will be on the line as Marcos Degli looks to make another consecutive title defense.
Oh, just like that, Severino's down, and he's out!
Against the dangerous Luis Aguiar. Also on the card, Daniel Araujo, looking to keep his unblemished record. As well as Lionel Aboer, who's looking to make a statement after his recent bantamweight title loss. On January 23rd, champions and challengers put it all on the line. At LFA 225.
The fight is over.
Another knockout on his resume.
When you look back on LFA's journey, are there any pivotal moments that defined the promotion?
There has been so many transitions and adversities we have had to overcome as a company.
And on the line, impact in our main event. The first time ever the Access TV flyweight. Tonight, for the first time ever in the USA, televised live, two big US promotions go toe-to-toe.
When we first started out, at that time, Legacy and RFA were producing the best talent for the UFC.
A lot of eyes on this fight tonight. This has been about 3 years in the making.
Sometimes people would say Legacy was better. Sometimes people say the RFA was better.
The United States, between two established organizations that have turned out some of the most talented fighters over the last several years. Many of them we've seen go on to the UFC.
Once RFA and Legacy Fighting Championship merged, as soon as that happened, I knew in my heart we had all the ingredients to be a success.
Here we go! Welcome to History in the Making. Welcome to Legacy Fighting Alliance.
Legacy and RFA have combined to become the Legacy Fighting Alliance.
Most people think getting in fighting shape is all about brutal workouts and starving yourself. They're wrong, and I should know.
World-renowned trainer of 12 UFC champions, 3-time trainer of the year.
Here's my secret weapon. Bondi Pure cuts off hunger and nourishes your body. This makes cutting, leaning out, and getting into top condition easy.
45,000 success stories and counting.
Try it risk-free for 90 days. Bondi Pure, it's the champion secret to effortless weight cutting.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. I will be champion one day, I promise. I promise.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon Moreno, and I'm so happy to announce my introduction to OnlyFans. It's time to get naked. Nah, I'm just kidding. Video gloves, exclusive content, training instructions, all that stuff and more. You can watch it in my OnlyFans channel. So guys, subscribe, I'll see you there. Let's go.
Back at the sold-out Mystic Lake Casino Hotel in Prior Lake, Minnesota, the 25th time the LFA has staged an event here, and as usual, this place is rocking. Fans from all over have made it here, and they are being treated to an incredible night of fights here on Vice TV. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban. Alan, 5 fights and 5 finishes. You know, earlier in the week, the UFC really went public by saying, hey, we are only signing fighters who will finish fights. They have to be exciting. And I think all these athletes have really listened to that message and put on a show tonight.
I think it tells me that they were all on social media as well. When we spoke to a lot of these fighters in build up to this, we asked the first fighter that same question, and before we could even finish, every fighter tonight was saying, I want to make this exciting. I'm a grappler. Look, one of our main event guys, Arslan, he's known for his grappling. He's a freestyle champion, but he's up here telling us, I'm going to go knock him out. Every guy and girl that we spoke to wanted to be exciting, and they have delivered tonight inside this octagon.
Well, we are gearing up for the main event and the first LFA World Championship title fight of the year. Last year, the LFA staged 20 championship fights. 15 of those ended in a finish, and that trend could continue tonight because the big boys are up next.
USA's Matt Adams throwing down with Russia's Arslan Bilalov. And Alan, that trend could continue because these are two massive heavyweights.
Anything could happen in this one. This is two guys that come from a grappling background, but there's a different type of grappling. Arslan Bilalov coming from Dagestan, and he speaks about that style of grappling compared to American wrestling, right? When you look at folk style wrestling or even freestyle wrestling, he said that the Dagestani wrestling and grappling is much more technical. Now we look at Matt Adams. This is a guy that wrestled in high school, has that experience, and he utilizes this in the matchups. He's going to be the guy in here that knows how to grapple, but he likes to let the leather fly as well. Don't be surprised if you see a style in this matchup where he's defending the takedowns and keeping this fight on the feet. Matt Adams has been also dipping his toes in the water in boxing, and he's always talking about polishing up his boxing, how he looks so smooth on the mitts, but when he gets inside the octagon, it just looks sloppy for some reason. But he's the guy that said that, look, I've got a gas tank. I'm in the best shape of my life. He said in preparation for this fight, he's been doing 12 rounds of sparring on sparring days. That's phenomenal, especially for somebody in the heavyweight division.
Very well-rounded athlete. He even has done some bare knuckle boxing as well. First ever world championship title fight for Matt Adams, but he's going to have his hands full with the Russian Arslan Bilalov. That wrestling pedigree. He's been wrestling all his life, a master of sport in freestyle wrestling. He has come in and he has taken control. 5 fights, 5 victories, and he's finished his opponent 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at his physique, a very imposing guy coming from their freestyle wrestling background that you spoke about. Khabib Nurmagomedov's gym, when he was training at in Russia, he was there for a long time, since he was like 27 years old. He finally came over to the States. Now he's at ATT, another top gym. And when he spoke about the transition of coming here, he says, now I have coaches in every single discipline. I have coaches working with me in the grappling, the striking, and also just tactically. And he feels like that's where he's kind of leveled up. Coming here and having a tactical game plan going into these matchups. He's very confident in this one, though. Even though we spoke about the comparison in the 2 types of wrestling, he feels like he can come over here and knock out. He, again, is one of these guys that you mentioned is paying attention to the trend in MMA, which is becoming that exciting fighter. That's what Arslan is trying to do tonight, be that exciting fighter.
Got a little Rocky IV feeling going into this main event. Balboa and Ivan Drago for the vacant LFA heavyweight strap. The title is vacant because the former champion, Denzel Freeman, is one of 5 heavyweights from here in the LFA that was signed to the UFC in 2025. What a matchup we have to kick off our first main event of the year. And there are your DimeBit Casino and Sportsbook Heavyweight Championship odds. The American Matt Adams comes in as a +275 underdog, and Arslan Bilalov, he is the favorite at -417. Big odds for the Russians. Scan the QR code. One more chance to get in on the action here at LFA 224. It's time to crown the 8th heavyweight champion in LFA history, and our champion, Alan Joban, previews the championship fight.
The LFA kicks off the new year with a heavyweight championship in the spotlight. American Bad Matt Adams grew up the hard way in Ohio. Raised in a broken home where wrestling became his way forward. Through discipline, sacrifice, and commitment to a clean life, Adams turned struggle into purpose, and now stands 1 fight away from the biggest moment of his career. But Arslan Bilalov didn't come to watch. A Dagestanian national champion in freestyle wrestling, Bilalov moved to the United States chasing opportunity because no one back home would step into the cage with him. Tonight, he arrives on the biggest stage of his career, ready to take what he believes is his. Heavyweight power, world-class wrestling. When these 2 guys collide, someone is leaving with the belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Arslan Bilalov.
With 2 wins in 2025 to push his perfect record to 5-0. Russia's Arslan Bilalov makes his LFA debut looking to become the first Russian LFA heavyweight champion. 80% finish rate, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. He has Tapology's number 11 ranked heavyweight in the Middle East. Second title fight as a pro. He just won a belt in another promotion in Alaska in November. Second fight in 55 days. Alan, he also has 3 first-round finishes in his 5 victories.
Yeah, this guy's a powerful man. Obviously, we know about the grappling background, but trying to finish fights. And I spoke earlier about his move from Dagestan to ATT, and he's over there. He's not only training there, Ron, but he's living there. He's in the dorm.
Right.
And I can tell you from experience, when you're living at a gym, I mean, it is eat, sleep, breathe, fighting all the time, rinse and repeat. I mean, you just immerse yourself in the environment, and it makes you highly, highly focused. So you got to think that's what he has going for him. You speak about the coaching. I mean, you look at some of the coaches that he has listed on here. Steve Mako, Artem Levin, King Mo.
Incredible.
He has surrounded himself throughout his entire career with Hall of Fame type of coaches and type of gyms. Now it is crowning moment to achieve the LFA belt.
He will have Artem Levin in his corner. He's been training down in Florida at American Top Team for about 6 months.
His opponent now making his way to the octagon, Matt Adams.
Riding a 5-fight win streak, American powerhouse from Ohio, Matt Adams. Bottom line, gets the biggest opportunity of his career, going for his first pro title. Undefeated since losing in his pro debut. That was back in March of 2023. He's defeated by LFA vet and former Ohio State tight end Cameron Kinzig. 80% finish rate, 4 big knockouts for the wrestler on his resume. Comes in into his 4th LFA appearance, the 3-0 record inside the LFA octagon. He's Tapology's number 8 ranked heavyweight in the Northeast U.S. 4 first-round finishes, and Alan, 2 finishes under a minute. He has a 42-second and a 59-second finish.
Matt Adams is a bulldog when he lets it go. When he's in there, you watch, you go on YouTube, Matt Adams, you know what's gonna pop up before MMA? It's his boxing record. And when you see him in there in the boxing ring, this guy is a bulldog. I mean, he just is ferocious. Sure. He just lets it go. He trusts in his chin and he trusts in his power. He also trusts tonight in his cardio. He thinks that's gonna be one of the keys to victory. He feels that Arslan has gassed in some of his previous fights. And Matt Adams said there was one fight that people said that he gassed in, but he said when you go back and look at it, I landed over 130 strikes in 1 round. So that's why I slowed down. But he said my gas tank won't be questionable tonight. As I said earlier, 12 rounds of sparring on sparring days, that's elite. I mean, that is so fatiguing, especially when you're the guy that's fighting. You have fresh partners coming in, and they're going 80% because they can relax, but you're trying to do everything perfect, and that alone is fatiguing. I want to talk about as well this opportunity for Matt Adams, Ron. He said, I come from a terrible background. To be able to fight for an LFA belt is just crazy to me. I had a dad who was a drunk and a mom who was a druggie. Sadly, he lost his mother to those addictions. He bounced around from homes, found wrestling, found sport, and that's what drove him through this. So for him to be standing right now, about to start the fight of his life for the LFA heavyweight strap, to me, him, it's just mind-blowing. He doesn't feel any pressure. He's just grateful to be here tonight.
Quite a journey for the 28-year-old Matt Adams. Time now for the main event and the tail of the tape, powered by Monster Energy. Matt Adams is 28 years old, and Arslan Bilalov is 5 years his elder. The Russian is 4 inches taller and weighed in at 240 pounds, over 20 pounds lighter than Adams, who tipped the scales at 263. Both men have 74-inch reaches. Once again, inside, here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 224 main event of the evening. Scheduled scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the vacant LFA Heavyweight World Championship. Brought to you tonight by Monster Energy. And now, for all those watching around the world tonight, and for those in attendance here in Prior Lake, Minnesota, are you ready for war? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 6'2", weight in 240.6 pounds. He holds a 5-0 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Nurmagomedov School and American Top Team, fighting out of Makhachkala, Dagestan, Arslan Bilalov. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler standing 5'10", weight in 263 pounds. He holds a 5-1 professional record with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Raw MMA, fighting out of New Lexington, Ohio, Matt Adams. Your referee in charge of the main event, Rob Madrigal.
All right, gentlemen, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up, we'll get started.
Not the time to go get a frosty beverage. These two have 7 combined first round finishes. The American Matt Adams and the Russian Arslan Bilalov. The LFA heavyweight title is on the line and we are underway. And of course, the MMA fans here in Minnesota start the USA chant. Bad Matt Adams representing Lexington, Ohio. Bilalov from Dagestan, Russia.
Bilalov has had a lot of success throughout his career utilizing that freestyle grappling, getting opponents down, them never getting up again, finishing fights. Different opposition this time. Matt Adams coming from a wrestling background as well. 108-13 was his record in high school in 2 years. He made sure to point out that we had his record wrong. He said, I competed a lot. Feels very confident that his grappling is good enough to at least keep the fight standing if needed, or take down Arslan, which would be a wild thing to see. It's also wild to think that Arslan Bilalov is 20 pounds less than Matt Adams. I mean, he looks enormous in there.
Yeah, different physiques, that's for sure, as Bilalov punching his way in, clinching and pushing Matt Adams up against the octagon wall.
Bilalov an opportunity here against the fence. See what types of sweeps he possesses. Little knee tap, pretty easily done.
Bilalov showing the power. Half guard gets Matt Adams down early.
Yeah, that's pretty telling right there, Ron. That wasn't out in the open, it was against the fence, but nonetheless, underhook, knee tap, straight to the ground.
Shots to the side of the head of Matt Adams. Now he gives up his back, but
those are some big punches that he took right there. Matt Adams has a lot of belief in his chin, but you can't take too many of those. Another mat return, or a mat return for Arslan right here. So far, it's looking like Bilalov's grappling is going to be too much.
Matt Adams, as you said, felt that Bilalov would gas out. If he can ride the storm, those big muscles take up a lot of oxygen.
Yeah, he's got to get to that point though, right? He's got to get out of this first round. Matt Adams a little bloody in the nose thus far from some of that ground and pound from Bilalov.
Bilalov, the aggressor here in the opening round. Yeah, just past the midway point.
Sorry, Ron, he needs to let go of the head right now. Nothing's going to come from that, and it's only going to set up this. Bilalov scooped that off. He's going for a Kimura right now. If he can get his left hand over his right wrist.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is not good. You have a powerful man. If he can get in full side control, he might have this. He's still in half guard. Going to be a little bit harder to finish, but he certainly has the frame to power through something like this.
Plenty of time to operate.
Works his way Slides right into mount. Not always a great position in mount when you have somebody like the frame of Matt Adams. It's hard to stay on top of them.
Bilalov, some elbows from the mount position.
Just worst case scenario for Matt Adams.
Matt Adams open.
Bloodied, mounted, and directly in the corner.
Yeah, that
Arslan Bilalov.
That cut the American open. The blood is flowing, and Bilalov continuing to pound away.
Matt needs to get that arm out of there. Got it free. Up to his feet.
But for how long? Bilalov takes him back to the canvas.
Yeah, Matt just doesn't seem to have his feet under him. I mean, I know he's got an enormous man trying to take him down. I didn't like the footwork there while he was trying to defend that takedown.
Matt Adams in a lot of trouble. Arslan Bilalov pounding away. Can he pound his way to a title?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Matt was trying to tippy-toe to his corner, which he's in front of now, but he's got a big problem on his hands right now.
30 seconds to go, opening round. Can Matt Adams hold on?
That cut is leaking badly.
Without a doubt, the blood is flowing. Bilalov on the back.
Oh, Bilalov.
Naked choke, he's tapped out! You are looking at the first LFA heavyweight champion from Russia. Arslan Bilalov finishes Matt Adams in the first round. The fourth athlete from Russia to win LFA gold.
Rodney said he wanted to come in here, making it exciting, put on a show, and finish him early, and he did just that. I mean, just a dominant performance from bell to bell from Arslan Bilalov. He spoke about the difference in grappling, and it showed up. It was really the grappling that controlled the outcome of this fight. It allowed him to land those shots, to hurt him with the elbow, to create that cut, and eventually create that opportunity for the rear naked choke.
Came out the aggressor from the opening bell. Arslan Bilalov able to finish this fight, and it really began with that takedown.
Yeah, a little knee tap against the fence right there. A little bit too easy for Bilalov. Was able to get on top of him, get some heavy shots in right here. I mean, this early, this might have stunned Matt, and we didn't realize it. Had him cut from an elbow, and then watch this. I mean, he just squeezes on this palm to palm right here. Matt has to tap immediately. You don't want a guy like that squeezing on your neck. Just an impressive, powerful performance for Arslan Bilalov.
Welcome to the LFA, Arslan Bilalov, the new LFA heavyweight champion. Shows his respect to Matt Adams' team. But the American ran into a Russian buzzsaw here tonight in Minnesota. Fourth first round finish for Bilalov. Improves to 6-0, but none bigger than this victory. Bilalov becomes the LFA's heavyweight champion. And a tough night for the American Matt Adams. Let's now make it official. Back inside to Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Rob Madrigal calls a stop to this fight. 4 minutes, 47 seconds of the very first round for your winner. By tap out to the rear naked choke, and new LFA heavyweight world champion, Arslan Bilalov.
The new heavyweight champion in the Legacy Fighting Alliance is Arslan Bilalov. What a win. He gets the hardware and the belt from LFA CEO Ed Suarez, and now he's standing by with Alan.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, Arslan Bilalov. Arslan, you came into this fight, and when we spoke to you yesterday, you said you wanted to make this exciting and you wanted to get an early finish. You got just that. How do you feel about your performance?
I'm very happy, bro. This big opportunity for me. I wanna say, hey Mick, Maynard, you remember we talk with you in New York? I say you, send me, bro. I come, you see.
You said you saw Dana in New York and you told him I'm coming?
I talk with Mick Maynard. I say him, bro, my high-level fighter. Send me.
Mick Maynard, the matchmaker for the UFC. Well, I'm sure he was watching tonight. I'm sure he was impressed with that performance. We spoke about the grappling. Your freestyle grappling versus American wrestling. It seemed like you were in cruise control tonight. Were you happy with the way things played out in the grappling department?
Говорит, вчера с тобой разговаривали насчет того, что это насчет американской борьбы, и ты говорил, что твой стайл это грэпплинг. Yes, my style, freestyle wrestling, and you know my school, Abdul Manat Nurmagomedov school, very good grappling, high-level grappling school.
You've got a great team behind you now at ATT. What's next for you in the future?
Maybe UFC, maybe defense my belt. I'm ready, doesn't matter.
Well, it was certainly an impressive and dominant performance tonight. Go and enjoy your victory. Prior Lake, put your hands together for your new LFA heavyweight champion, Arslan Bilalov.
Crowned the 8th heavyweight champion in LFA history, the 4th LFA champ from Russia, Arslan Bilalov, is the heavyweight champion and the baddest man on the planet right now. What a night here at LFA, number 224, 6 fights, 6 finishes, 2 via knockout, and 4 submissions. As that will take us to the Brunt Workwear Boot of the Night. And what a boot it was from Abasov. Spectacular kick to lead to a TKO win. What a head kick by Abasov. Bounces back following his first professional loss. Abasov now 5-1. That is the Brunt Workwear Boot of the Night. So glad that you could join us for our first ever LFA event live on Vice TV. Incredible night here in Minnesota. Sold out crowd as usual. And the fight fans, Alan, delivered.
In a big way. The fight fans turned out, sold out tonight. The fighters delivered. All main card fights seemed to go.
Everyone delivered.
To a finish. The big boys said they wanted it to deliver. Arslan Bilalov, first round finish and a dominant performance tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we will hit the road next week. We are going to Brasilia, Brazil, and we will be live once again on Vice TV. The LFA executive producers are the Imperial Family Companies, Ed Suarez, Sven Bean, and Mark Peary. For my broadcast partners, Mike Kendall and Alan Chopin, I'm Ron Kruk, and that is all.